Wait. I gotta spit on my... We can't, like...
Yeah, we can.
You can?
Just don't be loud about it.
Alright. No, just start it. Just start it. Just go ahead.
Hello and fucking welcome back to the Interlocutors.
Yes.
I'm your host, Jacob Chestnut.
And I'm your other host, Noah Miller.
Oh, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna start it there.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'm chewing gum, if that wasn't evident enough.
Yeah.
Because we were both concerned that our breath smelled bad. And we're kind of in close quarters for this.
Mm-hmm. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Closer than you even know. So, if someone's breath smells bad, you know it.
Well, you won't know it, but we'll know
That's
it.
true. We know it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what's our first topic here, Mr. Chestnut?
Well, topic number 1 is I had my orientation for OSU recently.
Oh! Okay. Yeah. That happened.
Yeah, it did, and it was fantastic.
That's great.
Oh man, I have so much to say, but I don't actually have that much to say about it. But it was a really, really great time. We got there at like 7:45 the first morning, which is like, it's pretty fucking early. Especially when you gotta drive to Columbus an hour. Mm-hmm. Like I'll be doing every day. Every day.
Right.
Anyways. So we got there 7:45, and the first thing that OSU does to its new freshmen is give them an iPad. Like, before you sit down after getting there, you get handed an iPad.
It's like, take this iPad.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah. Yeah. So they hand you your iPad, and then they don't really do anything for, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like what we had to do for choir and band in high school, where I was like, get here, like, an hour before, and then do nothing.
Yeah.
For 55 minutes.
When I looked at the schedule, it was like, get here at 7:45, starts at 8:30.
Yeah.
So I'm like, alright, well, I'm gonna get there at 8.
Yeah. You don't really do a whole lot. They have, like, booths set up when you first walk in, after you get the iPad, of course.
What kind of booths are we talking about here?
Like, they had one for the marching band, the School of Music, they had an Air Force one. OSU's main bank is Huntington, so they have a Huntington booth set up.
And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know Huntington is your bank of choice. Yeah.
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 That's actually why I went with it, because I mean, at the time, when I chose my bank, I didn't know I was going to OSU.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was like, you should go with Huntington. And I was like, why is that? And she was like, well, I just have a feeling you'll want to do Huntington. Because, and this is like one of the many subtle pushes my parents gave to OSU. I mean, I actually do want to go there, you know. But they kind of read me as someone who plans on going. I wasn't even accepted at that point too. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad they did it because
worked out well.
It did. How convenient.
Yeah. So anyways, they've got all the booths set up, and then they send you to like a room. And when I say a room, it's more like it's like an auditorium. It's not like an auditorium. It is an auditorium.
Okay.
They send you,
so,
yeah, it's a roundabout.
To an auditorium.
Yes, thank you.
You had the words, but
they just didn't come out. Anyways, they send you to an auditorium, and they have like an hour and a half long session, and I was like, it was okay, but it wasn't the best part by any means.
Well, yeah, because that's the boring part.
Yeah. So you sat through that, and then they sent you to meet up with your peer leader.
Or one of the boring parts.
Yeah. Excuse me. And your peer leader is the person that is going to, like, be in touch with you throughout your entire first year, and they're there to, like, answer any questions you may have, or just help you in any way that they can. And my peer leader, she was dope as hell. As, like, a person, like, she's, she's super into, like, activism, and, she's very, like, outspoken about her political views. But they're, like, not bad political views.
Well, I mean, that's a subjective claim, right? If you say, oh yeah, my political views aren't that bad, if you agree with me. You know?
Yeah. And of course you're entitled to your own political views, whatever they may be. But, like, I don't know, she just, like, she seemed like just a super dope person. And actually, kind of with that.
One moment. I just adjusted the mic, and I think it registered a sound even though we didn't hear it. So I just if there was a sound, sorry about that. It was like maybe 20 seconds ago, maybe half a minute.
Don't fucking apologize for that.
I mean, I just wanted to, I wanted to go unacknowledged, you know, in case someone was listening and they were like, wait, what? What was that?
Did they, like, shove the mic under their shirt or something, or, like...
Yeah. Just...
yeah, just pick it up.
Right.
So anyways, you meet with your peer leader a few times throughout orientation, and there was one session where...
I don't know if I'm ready for this kind of relationship.
Oh, it gets worse. I mean, it gets.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the first session that we met with her, she was like, write a question on these cards, and I'll answer it later. And I was like, okay. So, of course...
What if you don't have a question?
Trust me, you're gonna have questions.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you what my question was, but I'm gonna tell you what other people's questions were.
Oh, why? Is there a reason you're not sharing your question?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just throw a little bit of mystery in there.
Okay, yeah.
But later that night, it was probably about 8 o'clock, we met with our peer leader again. And she was, and I'm going a little bit out of order with the schedule here, but we met with her again, and we went inside the RPAC, which is the Recreation and Physical Activities Center. It's, like, fucking huge.
That's what that stands for?
Yeah.
I always knew, like, what the RPAC was.
Yeah, it's Recreation and Physical Activities Center.
I just never really cared for what the acronym stood for, because once you know what something is,
you don't need
to know what its acronym stands for.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what the RPAC stands for.
Okay.
Yeah. So in there, and we went inside, they have badminton rooms in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I mean, there's like little compartments for badminton. And we just went in one and just like took it over basically. We just like sat down and started talking. Because I mean, obviously it's summer, there's nobody there.
What, you mean to tell me you deprived the summer students of their badminton room?
There are like 10 badminton rooms. And only one of them was in use.
Wait, 10? What, is this like a badminton school or something?
No.
It's just got like, the RPAC is giant?
Yeah, the RPAC's huge.
I wonder if they have... I wonder how obscure they get. I know they have wall ball, don't they?
They have wall ball, they have a wall, like a rock climbing wall. They have 2 different tracks, 3 different basketball courts, 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Jesus, I never knew it was this big.
Yeah.
I guess I've only...
It is massive.
The RPAC is one of those buildings where I've been in it a few times, but every time I went in there, it felt like a different building, because it was just a different part of a giant building.
Yeah.
So, so sometimes people would say, oh yeah, we're in the RPAC. I'd be like, this is also the RPAC? How many RPACs are there?
One. It's just massive. Yeah. And actually, there's a lounge in the bottom part of that. And they had Smash. And I played it. Mm-hmm. And it was...
What Smash we talking? Are we talking Melee, Brawl, Smash 4?
I think it was Smash 4.
Okay. Was it...
Yeah, it was Smash 4.
Okay.
There was... And
Smash Ultimate's coming out. That was like...
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, not released, but they talked about it a month ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime during E3.
Yeah. So, we played Smash, and there was another peer leader, like, because there are multiple peer leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And she hopped in after one game. We played one game, and I won. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It was like, there were like 5 other guys playing.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I won the first game.
Yeah, no, you're not, I feel like everyone thinks they're good at Smash.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in the 50th percentile, you think you're in like the 25th percentile, but really you're in the 75th percentile,
yeah.
You know? Well, 50th.
But whatever. Yeah, so we played the first game, and I won. And to be frank, the guys weren't very good.
Oh. Sorry.
But then the peer leader jumped in, and there were, I think it was 4 of us, plus, like, including her.
Did they kick your ass?
No.
Okay.
So it got down to, I died from, it was just mistakes early on. But we were playing with 3 stock, and I made 2 very bad mistakes, and everyone else had, like, 2 stock and 0%, and I was at, like, 1 stock and around 20%, and I outlasted everyone except for the peer leader.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was just me and her, and I got her down, and she had not died once. So she's at 3 stock, and I'm at 1 stock. And once it's just me and her, you know, I did not win this game, but I am proud of my performance late game, because I got her down 2 stock and 100%.
Wow. Okay. Wait, she had 2 lives left?
No, she had 1 life and 100% remaining.
That's good.
Yeah. And I was at 170%. Because for some reason, when I play Smash, I just don't die.
Mm-hmm. No, that's frustrating.
You can attest.
Because when I've played you, I will be wailing on you for the longest time, but I can never get just a good hit. I can get a lot of hits, but not a good hit.
Yeah, so I'll be like 200%, and you'll like hit me, you'll think I'm gonna go, and instead I just like, I'm Kirby, so I'll just bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh, so you were playing Kirby?
Yeah, Kirby's my main, dude.
Who were they playing?
She was playing Zero Suit Samus, I think.
Okay.
She was good. She was really good.
If you can play Zero Suit Samus,
I have respect for you.
You're good.
Yes. So Zero Suit Samus, she was really good. I did not win, but I am proud of my performance that game.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad you at least achieved something in your life.
Thank you. No, I didn't get into college. That's nothing useful.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, aside from that little thing, you go through orientation and you schedule and you just like kind of network with the people in your group, meet other people, and at night.
Wait, at night, but are the people in your group sorted in any way?
No,
so
it's
they're
all
just
at random.
A bunch of randos.
Yep.
Okay.
Bunch of randos.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So it was later that evening after the Smash game. And when you go to orientation, you stay in Moral Tower. And at around 10 o'clock, you go back to Moral and you just hang out in the lobby. They've got like games of Mafia, a board game room.
Mafia?
It's like
Is that like drug dealer?
Similar. It's like that kind of style of game.
Okay.
But it's not drug dealer.
I like drug dealer because
Yeah.
I like being the drug dealer.
Yeah.
I also like not being the drug dealer and winking at people. I know that's a terrible thing to do. But
yeah, that is awful.
yeah, but yeah, and then a cop does it, and they're like, "Duh!" And then I ruin the game for everyone. You know? And I'm like, I knew I shouldn't have picked up drug dealing.
Oh
and then
man,
the drug dealer's really confused.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so around 10 o'clock, you go back to Moral, and as you know, or as you may or may not know, I really enjoy singing and performing. And they had karaoke.
You do?
Noah.
Huh. I feel like we've never talked about that on this podcast before.
I guarantee we have. First episode.
No, I don't. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
I was like, what?
I couldn't keep it together.
Yeah. I really like performing. And, it's always one of those things where, like, when you're doing something for a small group of people and then you don't pay attention, and then you look up and see a larger group of people, you're like, oh, hi!
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was the first one to go when they started karaoke, and there were about 4 people in the room when I started. And by the time I was done, and some kids don't stay overnight at the orientation. I think you should, but you're not required to, as long as you fill out the proper paperwork. But when
it's all about paperwork.
Yeah. But when I started singing, there were around 4 people in the room, and when I was paying attention to the words, because, like, I didn't have this song memorized.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up about halfway through the song, and
it got more popular.
There were a lot more than 4 people in the room. We were thinking closer to like 40 or 50.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
they were drawn by the sweet melody,
the dulcet baritone singing,
timbre. Yeah, the dulcet baritone timbre.
Yeah. I was singing "Beyond the Sea" by my boy Bobby Darin. He's not my boy. I've never met him. But if he was my boy, that'd be cool. Anyways, so sang Beyond the Sea, had a lot of fun performing. There were really good singers there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm okay, but these people were just like incredible.
I feel like there are a lot more good singers in the world than people know. You know, there are a lot of good people who sing well. You know,
it's just a thing that happens. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's new in the world that there are good singers now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It can't be. Right?
Yeah,
Plus,
no.
it's subjective anyway.
Yeah, but like these people were just incredible. There was one guy. His name was Dylan Trainer, I believe. Dylan.
Go ahead and call him out. Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever listen to this, bro, you were a tank.
Did you ever talk to him?
Yeah. I sat with him like during the karaoke session, like while everyone else was singing, and he was like a really cool dude. And then he went up to sing, and you know what song he sang? "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley.
Oh yeah.
And it was.
I remember you telling me about this.
He was good.
Like as it was happening.
Yeah, yeah. Because Noah actually called me while people were singing.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about what I was doing. But...
Yeah. But he was really good. And he and I were like debating. We were like, all right, so one of us needs to sing "Take on Me," and the other one's got to sing "Never Gonna Give You Up."
So you're a bunch of meme lords.
Yeah, basically, all of the college kids are a bunch of meme lords. Like,
just the generation, I guess.
Yeah. Towards the end, I sang again, and I sang "Take on Me," and I did the thing from the Vine, while the introduction's happening with the drum beat, where you're like dancing and then you look over the shoulder, and the entire room, like, they start off and they're like, "Oh," as it's happening,
right?
And then I do like the look over the shoulder, and they all go, "Ah!" That probably
must be nice to have the 20 seconds of fame.
Yeah, you know, it felt good for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But, this guy, Dylan, he was so cool.
Cool.
I should text him.
You made a friend.
I did make a friend. I made a couple friends, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
And these aren't paid.
No! I know, it's kind of weird. I'm used to having to pay everyone. Oh, by the way, I have your paycheck.
Okay, just give it to me.
Okay, alright, cool. I'll square cash it to you. But yeah, and then we woke up the next morning, or actually, no, there's more to this. That night, about 2:30.
Yeah. Fill up this time somehow.
About 2:30, this is in the morning, the AM, there were about 8 dudes in my pod, because Moral's in, like, pods. And, I was on the phone with Noah until around, like, 1:30.
We have a lot of late night talking.
We do.
I just do that a lot in general. Don't think you're special.
Oh, I mean, I did, but not anymore. So, yeah, when Noah hung up, I went out and was talking and just hung out with the dudes in my pod, and they were like, okay, but Dylan wasn't there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and, alright, the other dudes, like, they were pretty cool, but they weren't, like...
They weren't Dylan.
Yeah, they weren't Dylan. Dylan was
Seems
dope.
like you have a friend crush on Dylan.
Maybe I do. It's like a little friend crush, but, like, I have larger friend crushes.
Okay. A friend crush being, just to clarify, someone who you are not friends with, but you want to be friends with.
Like, really badly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking about, like, my biggest friend crush. He's so cool. Anyways, so, 1:30 in the morning, hanging out with the dudes in my pod, and someone goes, "I'm really hungry." And I go, "There's food on High Street." And they go, "Oh yeah." So then we left and went and got food on High Street.
I've never heard of someone going to orientation and not
like
leaving
going
in the middle of the night to get food somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never heard of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's so common, it seems.
I think it's because people are like, they're so eager to experience college and the freedom that comes with being an adult.
I absolutely agree with you there, because, you know, some people might not have had that freedom at home.
Mm-hmm. So we went and got food, but before we left, there were about 4 of us left early, or like early-ish. We went down, and they were like, we were all kind of talking like, can they stop us really? Like, the schedule doesn't say we have to go to bed at midnight. It just stops at midnight.
Yeah.
So we went, and they didn't do anything. And then 3 of them turned around.
Because you're
an adult. You're an adult.
Because, like, what? At orientation, they're going to say no, but then once you get into college, they're going to be like, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
How long does that hold out for?
I don't know. But 3 of them turned around and went back up. And we waited for them. And when they came back, they were high as hell.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's like smoking weed in the dorm rooms that like other people are about to use.
Yeah, not cool.
That's just not cool.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, just go outside or something.
Yeah.
You know?
And like they when they came back, we were like, oh my god. But we just went and did it anyways. But then there are cops out.
Food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are cops out on a college campus at night. I feel like that's fairly like expectable. Whatever.
That might be a word.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You could easily expect cops to be out at like 2:30 in the morning.
I would hope there are.
Yeah.
Cops out, because
yeah,
you could get mugged, and then
yeah.
Especially if it's in like OSU's is in a city.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But anyways, they like freaked out every time that a cop passed us. And I mean, there were like 10 cops that passed us.
Yeah.
Um,
Listen, they are not the first people
No.
to get high on a college campus, and they will definitely not be the last.
Yeah, definitely not. But they like freaked out every time there was a cop that passed us. And it was just like, it was really annoying, because like, there were about 4 of us that were super chill, and then the other 3, because one person decided to go back to bed before we left, were not, because they were all really high. And we went and got food, and we actually got lost, not gonna lie. Like, OSU's campus is huge, and we got lost.
I know my way around like 2 blocks, and then the rest, I need help.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, that was like a pretty good way to like learn the campus.
Getting
like,
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I did like learn enough about OSU's campus to like be self-sufficient, probably.
I mean, there are always parts that you're...
Yeah. If I know where Moral is, I can get basically anywhere. Or the Union. Well, actually, no, because, like, fucking West Campus is just weird.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't know West Campus.
I don't know. Honestly, I know, like, Moral is on North Campus, but also I don't know what Moral Tower looks like.
Yeah. It's right next to the shoe.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. For any of you who didn't know where Moral Tower was. It's next to the shoe. But, alright. Anyways. Moral Tower, food, get back. And then I scheduled classes. I use scheduled with quotation marks because, frankly, I didn't schedule them. But I got ready to schedule them.
Why didn't you schedule them?
Because you can't.
Oh, because you can't? Then why do they call it scheduling?
You schedule the second day.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I got ready to schedule my
I thought
classes.
you were talking about, like, while you were at orientation, you didn't schedule your classes.
No.
So I'm like, I thought that was kind of a big point about orientation.
No, it is. So, they have this thing called a schedule planner, where you go in and you, like, basically schedule your classes, but they aren't officially scheduled. So I went in and did that, and it made it so easy going in the second day, because the second day, the only thing you really do is you eat breakfast, go to a session, schedule, and then you leave. And you can just leave whenever you're done scheduling. But I had my schedule planned because of the schedule planner. So I went in, and I went in, like, after everyone else. I was one of the last people from my session to leave, to go schedule. And all of the people of my session were still there. And I walked in, typed in my username and password, and then hit enter, and then got up and left. And
wow.
The peer leaders, they were like, "Whoa, you're done already?" I was like, yeah. Why?
Why are they still there?
Yeah. No, because they're, like, kind of overseeing it.
Oh.
Yeah, the peer leaders, they're, like,
Okay.
there to help out, you know. And they were like, "Whoa! He can sing and he knows what he's doing with classes?" I was like, dude, I just spent, like...
That's setting the bar pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I just used the schedule planner last night. And he was like, "Oh, that's dope!" I was like, Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it, like, felt pretty good that he was, like, kind of, like, throwing some free ego boost my way. But, I was like, really? That's the bar? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I left. So orientation as a whole was super cool. I do, my peer leader.
I go to it tomorrow.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. My peer leader actually, she started a group me with every orientation student she's ever had. And she calls it
Oh.
PL Tori's Big Happy Family.
Oh.
What?
Use the F word there.
What?
Well, I have a weird relationship with the word family, you know? And
Yeah.
I always did, and it was very evident in choir,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
I talked to you about. You did not seem to share my feelings on it, but that's all right.
Well, hold on, not entirely.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thing.
I don't feel as strongly about it as you do, but I'm not like, I love everyone all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I hate everyone.
Right.
You know,
Your family's your family.
my family is my family, you know? I have enough family at home, so I don't need...
More.
I mean, like, I don't know. It's easy for me to say because I go home to my family every day, you know? In high school, home was where my family was, and so I had plenty of that when I was home. And then also extended family. As growing up, we spent a lot of time with them. We still do.
Mm-hmm.
So I always felt weird about people using the F word around me.
The F word.
Yeah, because, you know, because someone says like, "Oh, I'm the mother of the group." No, you're
Stop.
not. My mom is my mom. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
she gave birth to me. Not that that's requirements to be
Mhm.
someone's mother, but you know, I already have a mom. You know?
Yeah.
And if other people like that, that's fine. I don't care. Go ahead and have your own families. I love having friends, you know,
Yeah.
friend groups, and being close with other people who are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
But just calling them a family, I don't know, it's something small, but
Yeah.
it makes me feel kind of weird.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
And this isn't like, she's not,
I mean, who knows? Maybe my opinion will change on it.
maybe.
Maybe
I
I'll
mean,
just have like maybe I'll need more family. But as of the moment, I have plenty of family.
Mm-hmm.
It's for another month.
And I mean, Tori isn't being like, you're all my children.
Yeah.
I think that's just like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure she's cool.
I mean,
from the way you describe her.
Yeah, she's cool. I kind of hope you get her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because although there was this one dude who was really cool too.
Okay.
I don't know a whole lot about him, but he just like seemed like a really cool dude.
You know that guy in Fairy Tale who's like the reporter, and
Yeah.
the anime. He always describes everything as so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like you right now.
Why? Look.
because you're like, it's cool, so cool. They're so cool. Yeah,
Would you prefer I just said, yeah, it's pretty cool.
it's pretty chill, pretty zen, pretty Jozu.
Pretty fucking zen. You do love that word, zen.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on. I'd like to talk a little bit about... Actually, no, I'm going to ask you a question. What is your favorite genre of games, and what is your favorite game?
Oof. Okay.
A hard question, I know.
Yeah. Well, as for my favorite game, I know that it's my favorite game, but there are games that are better than it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because your favorite game is so affected by your personal bias
Mm-hmm.
of you know what you like grew up playing.
Mhm.
Even though I think my favorite game is actually kind of a recent release. I think it was released 2 years ago, maybe a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But when I played it, I absolutely fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I know what this is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's Breath of the Wild.
Oh, it's not what I
No,
thought.
yeah.
I thought it was going to be like Guild Wars 2.
I mean, I like the game. Don't.
Oh, okay.
Well, here, you know.
You just played a lot. You talk about it. It's like every time you talk about it, you're like, "Wow, I play that game a lot."
Yeah.
So
It's saying something is your favorite game.
mm,
I feel like everyone kind of thinks like, okay, that's the game he plays all the time.
No.
No, listen, I could not play Breath of the Wild forever.
Mm-hmm.
I've played it a lot, and I really liked it, every bit of it, but I gotta play other things too.
Mm-hmm.
If I played it a lot, I would start hating it. I wouldn't have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about balance, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There are other games I really like to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
But genre.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say strategy, but not real-time strategy, just strategy.
Like turn-based?
Yeah, turn-based.
Okay.
And RPGs. I really
Yeah.
like JRPGs. But RPGs in general.
Okay.
I've been getting really into Octopath Traveler,
Yeah.
which I've told you about.
Yes.
And that is like a love letter to JRPGs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a ton of fun with it. There's some things about it I would change, but
How many hours do you have so far?
so far, I'm in the 30s.
And how long has the game been out?
Since the 15th, 13th. It's been out since the
4
13th.
days?
It's been 4 days.
You have 30 hours.
Yeah.
That's kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah. I love it. At night, I get on, and I just keep playing.
Yeah.
I get through it. And because the game takes 80 to 100 hours for a normal person to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
But with RPGs, especially JRPGs, like Pokemon and stuff, every time I get to a new city or something like that, I have to read all of the flavor text.
The flavor text.
Yeah. Every little bit.
Yeah.
I have to talk to everyone, take up every quest, and go complete them. I have to grind for a while. That way I'm feeling like I'm doing something. Check out all the stuff in the store.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I have to do everything,
Yeah.
before I can move on. And with Octopath Traveler, there are 8 characters. And
Octopath.
Yeah.
Traveling 8 paths.
You got it.
Yeah.
And
hey.
actually, I realized this 2 days ago, and it felt really dumb. But the characters are Ophelia, Cyrus, Tressa, Ulbrich, Primrose, Alphen, another one, Therion and Hanet. And the first letter of each of their names correlates to the word octopath. I didn't know that.
What?
I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I said him in that order. I don't know if that's the actual order, but
Huh.
yeah, because I just thought they were all neat names that
Yeah.
they chose.
That's really intuitive.
Yeah. It's dope.
Yeah.
And they all have like their own abilities and jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Jobs or classes, basically. Yeah, I've been really into it. Each character has 4 chapters of their story. You have to be, it's there's a recommended level for each chapter. And I have all of the characters now because I completed all their chapter 1s, which the chapter on the whole, as far as I've been, probably take about an hour each. But you also have to grind to get to be able to do them.
Does it have open world aspects as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Open world in the sense that you are in a certain segment and you can go wherever you want at any time. But you can't just... There are like loading screens in between each area and stuff. And they're sort of like all their own rooms and they're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go into anywhere in the world that you want
Yeah.
at any time. Like you could just in the middle of a quest line in the middle of a chapter just say, I'm not feeling it right now, so just go off and do your own thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been getting into it. There are things I would change, like I said,
Mhm.
that I don't quite like. Yeah. How about yourself?
Okay.
Favorite game, favorite genre?
I'm going to go with my favorite genre first, and that is a very, very close game between MOBAs and RPGs.
I knew MOBAs would be in there.
Dude, you know how much I love League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game that I've been playing. I played it in 2015 for a little bit, but in 2015 I was a bit of a pussy, to be honest. And I quit because it was too hard, because I wasn't good enough. But now, I'm not. And I'm willing to put in work to not be trash at something. So I've been grinding it out on this game to get better. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you...
It takes a growth mindset.
It does. It does. It does.
Yeah, it does.
Anyways, I've been grinding that game out for quite some time, for a couple months now, actually. And I really, really enjoy it. There's so many champions, there's so many different ways that the game could turn out. And it also feels really good when you play against someone who's worse than you and get really fed early game, and then just shit on everyone else. But there are also games where I'm the one who feeds, and then my team hates me because I fed the opposing team. Mm-hmm. And then...
Feeding, for the uninitiated, means you die a lot and you feed them experience to level up quickly. And
experience and gold, especially. Gold is a huge thing. If you have a gold lead on your enemy laner, because it's split into 3 lanes, if you have gold and experience on your enemy laner, then you can win. That's how you win. Okay. But there's if you were to not feed, so even if the lane doesn't get kills, it does a creep score, or CS for short, and you get gold for your creep score, basically. The higher your creep score, the more gold you'll have. And if you didn't get any kills in lane, but you had a very high CS, then you're also going to, destroy your enemy laner. But I really enjoy that.
More stuff than I know a whole lot about.
And there's, so many things, like wave control and, combos. There's really hard champs to play. But, there's wave control and, proper times to roam. Roaming is, going to a different lane, for those of you who don't know. But there's so much of that I just don't know yet. Mm-hmm. And there's still, so much more to learn. And I'm really excited to keep learning about that. But that's not my favorite game. My favorite game, it's between two. It's between Skyrim.
It's a good game.
Skyrim is
it came out in 2011 and people are still playing it.
Yeah, it is a fantastic game. It's between that and, it's a game that I didn't even complete, but I had so much fun playing.
Skyrim?
No.
Oh, okay.
I completed Skyrim. 100% completion. Yeah. Everything.
Okay.
But I didn't even complete this second game because there's no really good reason. I should go back and finish it, but Bloodborne for the PS4.
Oh, right.
It's a very well made game. It's made by From Software, the same people who are in charge of the Dark Souls series.
They are very good at what they do.
Yeah, they're incredible.
They're very good storytellers as well.
Mm-hmm. But I really, really enjoyed that game.
I've played it. It's a good game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pokemon Diamond was very good too, though.
Oh, yeah. What Pokemon game did you start out with?
Pokemon Diamond.
Okay. I started out on Pearl.
Mm.
And got way into that as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Anymore, I don't even play the Pokemon games anymore, which I feel like a fake fan for that.
Yeah. Fake fan!
Yeah, because
you're a fake fan.
Because when I was younger, I was always like, I'm gonna play Pokemon for a long time.
I'm gonna play Pokemon until I die!
Yeah. But then I kind of fell out of it and found other games that I like. That doesn't mean I don't like Pokemon, I just don't play Pokemon. I don't even play a whole lot of games, you know?
You don't need to have a large variety of games that you play. You can just play games, you know?
Yeah, I just need a handful, and just be really good at those.
Yeah. Just games you can have fun with forever and ever. Mm-hmm. But anyways, speaking of games,
right.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about this. School shootings, it's kind of gonna get really heavy here for a second. School shootings.
Well, hold on. Let's start this off a little different.
No, this is how I want to go into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
School shootings have been a huge problem, and a lot
in the U.S.
Yeah, in the U.S. And a lot of the media is starting to blame violent video games for kids, like in addition to other issues, for kids being violent and having outbursts in the way that they do. And
Well, it's not all. They're not all kids, too.
that's true.
Yeah.
But like for people,
shootings in general are an unfortunate, very unfortunate problem
yeah,
in the U.S. And there's a whole lot of debate going on about how one would solve that.
yeah. A lot of people think gun control is the or the issue, and a lot of people
Or
think
lack
like,
thereof.
yeah, and a lot of people think that mental health is an issue, which personally I think they're both play a role.
I mean, yeah. Also, the system in the U.S. for helping people who have mental problems
is
also pretty bad.
I think if we had more inpatient care than outpatient care, we'd be way better.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But the game, I've been thinking about it, and I don't know when or how this idea came to me. I just frankly don't remember. But I want to have a game. There's no really good way to explain this, but I want someone to just make a game that you can only play like once, and obviously you couldn't sell this game because people would only be able to play it once, but you can only play the game one time, and you play as a school shooter. And this game,
and that's a controversial thing to play.
That is a very controversial thing to even say.
Yeah.
But the point of this game is not to glorify this in any way. The point is that the game only ends one way. Like, there's no, like, you play for points. There's no point system. There's no reward for playing this game. The only way that the game ends is with you in handcuffs or dead.
Mm-hmm.
Either by your own hand or the police hand.
Yeah.
Like, there's a very right and very wrong way to, like, go about doing something like this. But I think that, especially with the media kind of starting to turn against, like, the game industry, shooters specifically, and they're not really doing anything to defend themselves. And this is not like a game that you'd play for fun. This is more of like an art form.
Yeah, there are a lot of games like that. A lot of really good games that aren't about being a game or being fun. It's about making a point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally of the opinion that games can be art and can make a statement without, the point of games doesn't always have to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the point of a movie doesn't always have to be entertained. Sometimes it's to really think about something, or explore a particular concept.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I want to do with this. Obviously, I don't have the resources to make this, but I want to make this game as unfun as possible, and it'd be a very short game. The playtime would probably be 15 minutes at the most, because frankly, that's kind of how these events happen. They don't happen like...
Yeah, they're pretty quick.
But you make the game 15 minutes around there, and you only play it once. And I want to make this game so horrific at some point in the game. It has to be so horrific that people, like, even if you're just, like, in the midst of playing, like, if you're playing Call of Duty and you're just, like, doing whatever, going around in PvP, just shooting people, like, that's kind of what Call of Duty is. But this game, at some point, would have to become so horrific that even if it were in the style of a game like Call of Duty, you would have to stop and think, like, what is this?
Yeah.
It'd be a game that you'd have to be, like, terrified to continue to play.
I think we have this idea of having one moment in the game that is so jarring that it really makes you question not just what you've done in the game, but question yourself, your opinions on the matter. Think about just what the heck you're doing.
Yeah. If the game were to start in kind of like an 8-bit or a 16-bit style, and it's a very, like, kind of side-scrolly platformy thing, where, like, you honestly, like, you start the shooting, like, and it's a very side-scrolly, like, pretty gory section. But then, prior to that, there'd be a moment where it's like a teacher or another student or something would, like, be like, hey, are you okay? And there'd be, like, a couple cutscenes prior to the round, or not the round, but the game beginning, where you're just like by yourself, or there's something bad happening to you, and someone's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And then the game begins, and it's the side-scrolly, super gory, super violent, and then
like the kind of games like on I don't want to generalize, but like on Armor games.
Yeah, like an Armor games or Congregate.
Yeah, that we were on as kids.
Yeah, but then there's like another sort of cut scene, where that person shows up, and they try to like say something to you, like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" And then you kill them. Mm-hmm. But when you pull the trigger, the game, as you fire the bullet, the game instantly turns from a 16-bit side-scroller to a first-person horror game with, like, the most realistic graphics you can manage.
Yeah.
But, like, a first-person horror game, and you're forced to watch that, like, in first person, watch the person who tried to reach out to you die. And then it's very much like you
watch like the bullet enter them. And...
You watch them die by your hand. Mm-hmm. And then you're forced to look around you in first person in stunning detail.
Yeah, at the same scene that you were just in, but in 16 bits.
Yeah, and the scene that you created.
Yeah.
And from there, the game probably wouldn't last that much longer.
Yeah, it would just be like you're apprehended.
You're apprehended, or you walk very sluggishly, like a very like slowed kind of like.
And at this point, I imagine like what I see is that the player is no longer allowed to shoot.
Yeah,
you know, they just have to look at what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and if because. This is a thing that happens. School shooters will sometimes kill themselves. Mm-hmm. You have one bullet left.
Oh, yeah.
And you can choose whether or not to kind of realize what you've done and take
that might be not good.
No?
Because then it says, like, oh, if you run into a big problem, you can just kill yourself.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and
that's not a message you want to spread.
That's a whole new other issue in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so... Maybe you're just, like, forced to kind of walk and see the scene. And then once you're apprehended, you're
told of all the lives you took. And maybe, like offered biographies on different people.
Yeah, so once you're either apprehended by the police or they kill you. I think it'd be...
I think there should just... You should just not die.
No?
You know? You should just be forced to look at everything.
Okay.
You know, the police.
And that's kind of what I was going... Like, even if you were to die, you have a camera and the same, like, stunning, like, the graphic detail. Kind of, like, go through the halls and the classrooms and see what you've done.
Mm-hmm. You were the monster that did that.
Yeah, you created this. And the point of this is just to like, send a message, you know? This isn't supposed to be fun. This is supposed to make a very brutal point. Mm-hmm. That this should not be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, kind of went off on a little tangent there, but like... Yeah.
Who says we can't, kids? It's our...
Yeah, it's our damn podcast.
Yeah. We do what we want on the Interlocutors.
Indeed we do. Alright. Now, tell me...
Oh yeah, this is quite a pivot, isn't it?
Yeah. It goes from a very, like, dark point to like, hey.
I took a trip to New Orleans.
Yeah.
With like... almost like 20 people.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Well, I went with my family. New Orleans is great. I'm a big fan of jazz, and people just play there. And I think it's mostly for tourism, because tourism is very big there. They have a ton of different tours and things like that. The food, everyone talks about food in New Orleans. It's also very good. You know, just a lot of good things that you look for in on a vacation. You know, we're all there. There was really one of the coolest museums I've ever, if not the coolest museum I've ever been to. It was the World War II museum.
Oh,
yeah, and that was, I mean, it was fascinating. They had so much information. You could go through and, you know, spend hours there and still not read everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was really good. Because when I started, I was like, I want to read everything. And then 2 hours later, I barely made any progress. And I was like, I'm not gonna get through this. So
Yeah.
I spent 5-6 hours there. Still didn't. I mean, about halfway, I was like, I can only read some of these things.
Mhm.
You know, I'm gonna have to really cut down on this. Yeah, well, I think it's rated as the second best museum in the world, which is cool because it's like kind of an international museum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they chose New Orleans. Actually, I do know why. They chose there because it's a big factory hub.
That's true.
In the U.S. And the U.S. was also a big part of World War II. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So that part was great. Loved it. Really, it's kind of sad there because they preserve everything. So wherever you go, it's kind of dirty and smelly, you know, but it looks like New Orleans, like, you know, what you see in pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed in the French Quarter, so that's where all like the historical, very colorful buildings and stuff are, and where a lot of culture is. We also visited a plantation, which I felt kind of weird about. But then I felt weird about it because I was like, oh great, white people once again making more money off a plantation. But it was, most of the tour was like slave centric, and they made it very clear that people who ran the plantation were racist, and they were not good people.
Yeah.
They presented it as a very matter of fact, like these people, they were not good.
Yeah.
And they treated their slaves poorly, and that's really an unfortunate part of American history. What else was there? Oh yeah, there's this place called Café du Monde. Very busy and fantastic cafe. They have like 2 items on their menu.
That's it?
I mean, they have like, really, you go there for their coffee is like some kind of Olay coffee that they're known for. Yeah. It's spelled strangely. And beignets, which are a type of French donut.
Oh.
They're like a pastry covered in powdered sugar, which it sounds very simple, but they are delicious. I mean, so good.
We have those in America too. The powdered sugar donuts.
Yeah, I was only in New Orleans, so yeah, we have them. New Orleans is in America. Yeah. So yes, we do have beignets. That's where I had them.
Look, I was
in
specifically
America.
talking about like France and French people.
I mean, it's not what you're thinking of.
Okay, like
our like the donuts you'll get at like a Tim Hortons, they're kind of
they're Tim
closer.
Hortons donuts.
Yeah, they're like cakey kind of, but then and crumbly. Meanwhile, the ones there are very pastry like and kind of very soft with a crisp exterior.
I really want a donut now.
They're good, man.
Glazed donuts right now, man. That's
Yeah.
what I'm feeling.
Donuts? I have a weird relationship with donuts. I much like the word family.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's come a full circle.
Yeah, hasn't it? Ain't that the truth? Donuts, to me, I'm either very much in the mood for a donut, or I'm just like, donuts, I cannot think of something more unpalatable.
Oh man.
Yeah, and most often it's the latter. But I could go for beignets any day of the week.
Could get a beignet any day.
Do me a favor.
What?
we just like, okay, we say like, okay, pause the podcast here. Jacob, what the fuck are you thinking? But then we leave that in. Okay, that was very wild.
I'm really tired.
Oh, okay.
I'm very tired.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, fucking Jesse Eisenberg face movie bullshit.
Alright.
I'm very tired.
What else? There was, the music. Oh, right! I have to
Yeah.
share the most amazing story I think I'll ever have. Not really.
No,
But it's pretty
I do
amazing.
love this story.
It's pretty crazy. So we were in line for Preservation Hall, which is a... No, wait, we just left Preservation Hall, which is a very small jazz hall. It's very old, and when you walk in, you can tell that it's old. But they have very good jazz players there, and they play like the jazz that the classics. In fact, they have a sign that says requests $5 for traditional, $10 for other, and then $20 for Saints.
Wow.
So I imagine they really hate playing the Saints Go Marching In, because that's the song everyone knows about New Orleans. They're like, oh, don't play that song. I imagine as musicians, jazz musicians in New Orleans, they probably get really tired of playing that song.
That's true.
Because there's so much more better music.
There's better jazz.
Yeah. But anyway, this we had just left. It was great. It was about an hour long. I didn't feel like an hour. They played like 5 songs.
Yeah.
We left, and earlier when we had gone in, I saw people carrying. They were obviously edibles.
Mm-hmm.
Like giant boxes full of brownies, and they were wearing like weed shirts. So I was like, "Yep, I know what they're doing." These people evidently dropped a bag of edibles. The bags were unmarked, but they were all wearing like the same T-shirt of it. So of like weed, and it had some kind of logo on it. So I thought maybe they were running some kind of business down there. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They were transporting them, and I guess they had dropped one because there was a bag of one laying in the street, and this guy comes along. He's carrying. He has like a backpack on. He's carrying a small metal tin with nothing in it, and he's got a dog with him on a leash.
Mm-hmm.
And his dog stops in the middle of the street and just starts taking a dump right there. Starts pooping. And this is on Bourbon Street, or really close to it, which is a very famous street for really just drinking.
Yeah.
I guess. Party street. It's honestly really insane how, like, on a Tuesday night, there will be tons of people there just partying. Yeah. But anywho, so his dog starts pooping, and he doesn't have a plastic bag on him, so he starts looking around, and he sees that bag of edibles, and he goes over to it. He clearly doesn't know what's in it. He just sees there's a brownie in there. He's like, whatever. Opens it up, dumps the brownie out, and goes over to pick up after his dog. His dog, while he's picking it up, sees the brownie on the street. I think you know where this is going. It just goes over and eats it. And then he picks up the poop, his dog eats the brownie, and then they're off. He doesn't even notice. And that's all I saw. But, oh my god, I wish I saw the rest of this story unfold. I mean...
What are the effects of marijuana on dogs?
I imagine that dog was high as a kite. Especially since, like, edibles apparently hit you harder.
Uh-huh. But it's like later, I thought.
Yeah, later, and it's shorter, I think. But I was... It was incredible. I absolutely love what I saw. I feel really bad for the dog. Because that dog did not know what it was getting into.
Wow.
And that, honestly, I saw a lot of amazing things in New Orleans. But that tops the list. And I could have seen that anywhere in the country. Any city in the country. Are you looking up
I
what
am.
edibles do to dogs? What does it say?
If 2 dogs, 1 8 years old and 75 pounds, and this is just like how size plays. Actually, how big was this dog?
It was kind of... It wasn't like a small rat dog, but it was very small, medium dog. You know? Like a pit bull that was very small.
Gotcha. So basically, short answer, if a dog eats marijuana, it will get high. But
no way.
This is where, and humans, if humans ingest too much marijuana, they could die, but you'd have to smoke about 20 pounds of it in about 15 minutes, in order to die. Like, it's almost physically impossible to ingest that much marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
But if a dog ingests too much marijuana, and this is a much smaller amount, it could easily die.
Oh,
So
I don't know. I mean, it's they make HTC butter for edibles, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So I don't know if it's like, if you die from too much marijuana consumption because you're higher than a kite, or if it's because there's something else in the marijuana that can kill you.
Mm-hmm. I just thought about this on our in every one of our episodes we've mentioned marijuana.
Yeah, we probably sound like stoners.
Yeah, but on every one of our 3, soon to be 4 videos, we have one person who always comments and rectifies any problems that we may have said.
We don't know what we're talking about.
It's the Shockmaster, and he's gonna let us know in the comments. I can already tell whether we're right or wrong here.
Maybe we should have him on.
We should, actually. That sounds like fantastic.
Yeah,
idea.
he'd be one of the 4 people who watch us.
Yeah. Technically, we have 12 subscribers, but it happens.
Yeah. I mean, you watch everyone you're subscribed to?
Yeah.
You do? I don't.
I unsubscribed everyone who I don't watch, because I don't need that shit.
I mean, sometimes, there are people I want to
support.
There are people I want to support. There are people I want to be subscribed to, just in case I see a video of theirs that does interest me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then there are people who I watch every video of.
Do you watch every video of the Grumps?
For the most part, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I really like the Game Grumps.
Yeah,
they're
really.
good people.
Dan and Aaron, man.
Yeah. Aaron, Darren, Branson, Hansen.
Dan, sex bang, Avadan.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're about ready to wrap things up here.
Alrighty.
It's been a pleasure. It's been great. It's been fun.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes. I've been your host, Noah Miller.
And I've been your other host, Jacob Chestnut. Thanks for listening.